privilege that my school age teacher has invited me here in his college as a guest. And speaking before a teacher is not so easy. It is a very uh, job of high caliber, which I say before Nikhat ma'am that even I have acquired high degrees, post graduation, MAd degree, special grade degree from Kashmir University. But still I feel I am the same student of same nature when Nikhat ma'am was teaching me in class 12. She was the teacher who always cared for us. She always used to be in Parda, in Burqa, but she recognized us and she beckoned us everywhere wherever she see us. Even if we were in the market, she would inquire, where are you? Why are you here? Otherwise, teachers don't bother about these things. Why a student should roam around, he should. But she always inquired about this. That is how students like me come to the stage and talk before the audience. Nikhat ma'am, for that I am very thankful on behalf of my whole batch that it is your guidance under which we flourished and we got the kind of seriousness in our life and we were taught by your heart and mind and we gained the knowledge. Ma'am has taught me English and I can tell you few stories in the English. One story is about the Christy Brown. Have you heard about the Christy Brown? My left foot. So Christy Brown was around 8th child in the family. Among the 11 sisters and brothers, Christy Brown was 8th or 9th child in the family and he was a child with cerebral palsy. And cerebral palsy means birth asphyxia. When a child gets lack of oxygen during the birth, during the delivery, in mind and everything is hampered, there's a developmental delay and all the body parts don't work. And Christy Brown used to write with left foot. Only left foot had some sensation, otherwise body was totally paralyzed. And he is known as the best short story writer. He has written a number of books and one of his biographies is My Left Foot or Letter A. When her mother was trying to give her the ability to his son that he should write, and the A letter, writing A letter took her around months. And that is the real sense of a mother, how a mother never thinks that his child is a child with disability. And he tirelessly worked and finally one day Christy Brown was able to write word A, letter A. Letter A he wrote, and after that his life didn't stop, his activities of writing the books didn't stop, and finally he is the author of hundreds of books. In the same way, you have heard about the John Milton. John Milton has written so many poems, and one of his poems is on his blindness, or heaven lost, heaven's lost, paradise lost, and he got disability of he got blindness at the age of 40, and he was not able to write and read the things, and then he stopped every activity, and just like he tried to remain in the sadness, and just when somebody gets hurt and we try to isolate ourselves, we say we are not now humans, but he dreamed that he was taken out of the heaven. He was dragged out of heaven. And when he inquired what was the reason, he find himself, once in a dream, he find himself in a heaven, and he was dragged out of it. And when he inquired why he has been dragged, he was said that you are not contented. You are not accepting what God has gifted you. Even your only light has been taken by the God, and rest of the things are intact, and you are still incontent about it. You should not. And that is the message. I have no legs. I have the legs, but I have no ability to walk. I don't have ability to run. That doesn't mean I am not a human. Even if you see a person with disability, the first reaction sometimes I see person that don't accept the person with disability. We dislike a person with disability. But the matter is not how we see about a human. I should not see a human as a good face, a fair complexion. We should see a human with his capacity. If I don't have the capacity, I would have not been here. If didn't have the capacity to talk, capacity to think, if I don't have the cognition, then I would have not been here. So my legs disability or my mobility disability doesn't mean I am not a human and I can do nothing. So every time we should see the ability, not the disability. That is the real picture of service. See the ability and not the disability. And we should be part of the first reaction we should have, said that we should take our hands towards the Allah, that it is we thankful that we have a good body, we don't have a disability like Javed, he's on wheelchair and we are walking at our own. We should have the first reaction on seeing a person with disability, thanks to Allah that I am fit. I don't have any sort of disability. And next step should be hand holding. If a student comes here, he is a person with disability, you should first try to communicate with him. You should try to see how she wants to behave in the school, this college, what she wants to do, what he has done earlier. We should not isolate, or we should not look like at him as stranger. We should always communicate with a person. We see when somebody comes to college, he is on the cracks, and everybody wants to say a lot of things. We get a number of thoughts in our minds. What can we? Let us go. Let us inquire. Let us first greet him. That are you a student? We are very happy that you have joined this college. Let us talk. Let us know about you. Do you need any help? It should be our first reaction. Do you need any help? We are every time with you. So that she gets encouraged that no, somebody is with me. Hand holding is very important. Because body deformity, body disability is the most serious issue in a person. If a person has some body issues, he definitely needs some help. He has to come towards because of inaccessibility. You see that 3 people came to help me. They helped me to get into the principal chamber. I am happy for that. And disability is not any punishment for anybody. It is no way. It is a challenge, and I have accepted that challenge. And I am proud to be a person with disability. Otherwise, I would have not seen the world through the other vision. Sometimes we feel the world is easy, we should do everything, we can do this and that. But when we have a challenge, we see world with other lens. We come to know what is the reality of life, how the relationship is there in the life, how our relatives behave, how our friends behave. And most of the times you see we are called as specially able, differently able, Divyang. We also have the same heart like humans. Why should we should give sweet names to persons with disabilities? We should give rights to persons with disabilities. We are persons with disabilities, that is a fact. My disability is highlighted before you that I cannot walk. So how I will be encouraged by giving me sweet name, you are a differently able. I am not a differently able. I am a person like you. I am a human like you. I want to have relationship like you. I want to have a relatives. I want to have my own family, my own status of life, my own livelihood, so that I can have a dignified life like you. So why should we give sweet things? We should handhold, we should help a person with disability in what capacity he needs it. We should give him education, we should give him livelihood, and you will see then only he can be an honorable part of the society. He will work as a contributor and not a parasite. And for you, I can say, I am Javed Amata. I belong to Bijbehara. I was just college student like you in the final years. It was then only first year, second year, and final year. I was in the final year of BSc in Degree College, Khanabal. Almost I had completed my exam. It was now the almost this practical work was left, and I got a bullet in spine. I was not able to walk, and doctors told me that you are now dependent in your life. You are now a wheelchair user for your whole of the life, and maybe you this stem cell research is going on, and sometimes a treatment will come out, but treatment didn't come out, and from last around 22 years I am on this wheelchair. I was then 22, now again 22 years on the wheelchair. And what I did on the first instance, I was very sad, like other people when we get hurt. I was very completely sad, and I was not knowing what to do, because you can understand at the age of 22, when you are in a college, when you have a lot of dreams in your mind, when you are looking for the PGs, when you are looking for the other sort of capacity building, and you are asked that you cannot walk now, what will be in your heart and mind? Everything was lost, and I was not knowing what to do. And finally, I tried to recover from this odd situation, and I realized that world is not our task. Somebody is managing the world. It is Almighty. Every time this college was built by the government in 2006, just 10 or 15 years back. Maybe government will tomorrow order that let us dismantle this building and we will make new building. Who will say no? Because every time the person who has some authority, he can do anything. You have your own luxurious items, and you will say that no, I will donate it to somebody. Who will stop you from that act? So just like that, these type of thoughts I gained, that I thought that God has created me. Allah is the utmost authority, and I have to deal with this. And now, after 22 years, people are saying me that you are supposed to do that job. Maybe and it is true. Maybe in my physically when I would have been physically fit, I would have not thought about the rehabilitation of persons with disabilities, the children with disabilities. But sometimes God gives us the assignment, and He knows that maybe they will not do it honestly. He modifies our life, and that is my life has been modified, and God assigned me this job, and I have to do this work. People say that, and I accept that reality. That thank God, God has given me a good job. I am not at a bad job. I am at a good line. And after that, when I was in the bed, I regained something, and once I talked to my mother, let you bring this some children whom I can give my what I have the capacity, and only capacity I had was my education. I was holding BSc degree. I was thinking of let me replicate my education in the minds of others. I started educating poor children who are not affording education. Lot of children came, around 90 children I was giving free tuition for the day. In different batches, 6, 7, 8, 9. And those students who remained with me for 4 or 5 years, from 8th they reached up to the college level, and they give me the idea, let me start the organization. First we keep its name Helping Hands, then we changed to Humanity Welfare Organization Helpline, and Humanity Welfare Organization Helpline had only one focus at that time, we should do education to the poor children who are not affording it. And we started a book bank. Let you donate your old books and take new books from us. And the book bank remained for 3 years. After the government started giving free books from the schools, so we stopped that. Otherwise, stationery, uniform, shoes, books were exchanged, and it was given to the children with those who are from poor backgrounds. And after that, when I realized that disability has shown me how a person comes to a how his sphere of influence gets shrinked. I was dependent for everything. Even when I wanted to go to the washroom, I had to ask my brother, my sister to help me to sit on this wheelchair, go to the washroom. So I thought that why children with disabilities are not coming for the free tuitions. After that, a few volunteers that were earlier my students become my volunteers. They come when we coordinate some event. We were going to schools, trying to sensitize teachers that let to see how many orphan children you have, how can we help them, how can we give them the books, how can we supply them the uniform, notebooks and other stationery items. Those volunteers told me, son, you have a dream that you want to see the children with disabilities. Let me start somewhere. Let me have scratch. And we have so many villages, Bagama, Kanelwan, 5-6 villages we chose, and we had a hunt. And we saw 36 children in a very bad condition. They were dropped out from the schools. Deaf children were not sent to the schools. Even their parents were telling, oh, they are mad. What are you telling? Are you joking with us? What are you saying that we are trying to get them to the school? But finally we got two blind students, one from Zarwara and one from Jabalpura. Those students, they are presently the students in JNU. They are pursuing honors in political science. One has got job in the cultural academy. And finally, deaf students came. Lot of deaf students came. They were not here. And even we doesn't know how to communicate with them, how to have the barriers broken for them. But when we started hunting for the teachers, and we got some people who are knowing how to do sign language, how to start braille with them, and finally things start moving. And presently we have 120 children. Around 36 children have passed class 8, 10, 12, and they are pursuing higher education, and some are doing some small jobs. So when we start things with our positive heart and positive mind, things will definitely change. Even I was almost dead at that time, 22 years old. But when I started this mission, I forget about my disability, and only what was in my mind, the disability of others, the disability of the children, the cerebral palsy, the blindness, the deaf and mute children. And finally, today we have 36 children who have no intellectual capacity, but they are being given the activities of daily living, how they can live a disciplined life, how they can work as a positive citizens, and they are doing that. And around 14 children who are having learning disability, they completed class 8 exams. So when we start somewhere, start with positivity, start with honesty, and fix a goal. When you fix a goal in your life, you will never fail. But only thing is, you have to work on with the honesty, with the commitment, with the dedication. So, lot of people have a lot of comments for you. Ishmael Darmodar Secretary Right Person Budget patiently issues of women education. And we proved it, they were educated. So disability is not away from us. Disability is very close to us. Disability can happen to anybody at any time. It is not that we belong to SC, ST community and we will go to Srinagar, we will move to Srinagar, and he make a new house and everything has gone. No, we are now not SCs, STs, but disability is a category. If we fall in that, we are permanently with this. And disability is from by our birth. When we got the birth, is there anybody who took the soap and had a bath in a washroom? No, our parents washed us, our doctors washed us. Is there anybody after our death who can go and sit in the grave? Nobody can. We are again disabled there, and we have to rely on the 4 or 5 people who can lift us and take us to the grave. So by birth and at the end of our life, we are person with disabilities. Disability is our part of life, but sometimes we forget about it. So that if you want to compensate your disability, that to help others. Whatever capacity you have, start in your vicinity some good work. If you don't have nothing to do, just get 2 orphan children and give them education. Give the zakat of your education. Isn't that when we think about a good world, the good world means only we should not be good. Everyone of us should be good. So when we start with our own capacities, we can help others, we can motivate others to be good, we can help others to get the education, get the employment, get whatever we have. And we can replicate our things. If we have the capacity to do some knitting work, we can show it to some adult who has no life, and she can earn something. So it is also a good thing. We can build the capacity of hundreds of boys and girls. And only one thing I can tell you, the easy thing in this world is the wastage of time. You can waste your time. You can go and sit in the lawns of your college. Who will tell you? Nobody will tell you. But it is good you consume your time in nation making, in building your own capacity and building the capacity of others. You will see that everywhere. And when I remember my own college time, when we go out of the college, we always see that isn't our neighbor here, isn't our teacher here, are we behaving well because we are the college students. But today what we see, college students are roaming like animals in the market. They have lost their identity. Earlier, when we had a college, everyone was saying that he's a college student. But whom should we believe? The blame is on us. When we go out of the college, behave like we are the best citizens of our nation. We are not that people who have no honor, but we do some those type of activities that give a wrong message in the market. Because we see that college students are now being looked at as suspicious people. Why? Because we are not behaving well. So don't waste your time. Be like the best students. See who is in our vicinity. See how, and only I can say a teacher always feels that my students should go upper than me. Only your teacher. Your brother will not say that. Your sister will never say that. She will say that let my sister complete graduation, but I should be PG. But the teacher always says my student should be a doctor. Even teacher is simply a teacher, but he will say he should be an IS officer. So that because every teacher has only one output, what is students have achieved. And when Nighat ma'am sees me, she becomes very happy. When she refers to Dr. Manzoor Urdu, she becomes very happy that yes, my student, even she is not referring to his own child, my child has done this and this and that. Why she referred to Dr. Manzoor Urdu? Why she referred to me? Because she is happy that my students have done this and that. So be good students. Let to be obedient students to your teachers. Let to be very keen students in the classroom. When I was a student of Mr. Najar Sahab was he almost retired from the duties now, and he was the one who was recalling the name of 50 students in the college. And you can see a professor never recalls 50 students who is, this is Javed, this is Nisar, this is Shafia, and he was calling everybody in the why such students are not here. And It was totally, conflict was everywhere, but still he took us to the outing program to Shimla. During 90s, he took us to various places for botanical tours. We remember such teachers, and teachers always have the positivity towards the student, that student should gain something. But the students are, I can say, unlucky if they won't take advantage from these hardworking teachers. That what they want. We are these days we feel that teacher is our enemy, but teacher is never an enemy. Teacher is a good friend of ours every time. So, we should love and respect our teachers. We should obey our teachers, and teachers should also take more interest that our students should become the good citizens. They should have a perfect status in the society. And two, three things what I want to say about the disability. When a child with disability goes to the government school, the nearby school, the general school, what we see that he doesn't find original teaching learning material. For a blind child, we need braille, we need audio books, but these are not available. And after that, he doesn't find a good washroom. Just like I went to university on this wheelchair, and I was not taking the more food. I was curtailing my water quantity, because I always thought if I will go to the washroom, how I can use that. The washroom was not disabled friendly. In the same way, the schools don't think about such washrooms, that we should have a washroom where a blind user should go, where a child with blindness can go, where a child who is on the wheelchair or who is using a stick, he has the need of some proper design of the toilet. It is not there. So students face a lot of difficulties. I am talking about the children with disabilities who face a lot of difficulties to reach school. When they reach school, they do not get the proper special education. The special educators are not available there. And after that, then there is an examination. We need scribe for blind children. And I request you, just volunteer yourself for the blind children, for the person who have upper limb disability. You should be their scribes on the voluntary basis. We have some, university has recently notified a circular that principals should assign these scribe or analysis. You can see that a blind student cannot write his paper. He cannot write his paper, so he need a help of somebody to write for him. And principals have to assign this, and you should volunteer every time. When there is a notification, we need scribe for a blind student, you should come forward. Because when some good students doesn't come forward, then the capacity of a blind child cannot be built. He cannot overcome the challenge, and sometimes he stops the education, he gives up the education, and he's dropped out from the studies. So you have the role, you have every time role. First, when you see a student with disability, interact with him, welcome him, try to build a kind of friendship with him, and then see if he needs scribe, if he needs helper, you should volunteer for that. Make a group and just see who is in need of scribe, and then give him help. Second is that sometimes a student has mobility issues. He walks on a crutch and his speed is very less. Try to accommodate him in your classroom in the first row. If you are already sitting, just give him a seat. Let you sit here. I can sit at the next of you. I can sit behind you. These are the gestures which as students with disabilities need. And sometimes we see that a student with disability is not given any kind of companionship, friendship. We are parting ourselves from. Don't do that. When you will start communicating with such a student, you will see a lot of capacities, high level of capacities, and he will be very helpful. I can give you one example. Tariq Bashir is one of the assistant professor in Degree College, Utrusu, in Shanghai. He is completely blind. And when he came to the university, we were in the same batch at that time. He was student of history, I was student of social work, and I was doing pursuing masters in social work. He was pursuing masters in history. And when he was accommodated in the hostel, those students who were given assignment, they were all three were history students. Tariq was giving them ideas, he was giving them notes, they were preparing notes. It was a kind of sub-identification. Tariq was very intelligent, he was remembering every history because he had a phone, he had a talkback in it, he was always listening to, he was not wasting his time. And those students, they were going to various places, and after coming back, Tariq, now we have to prepare an assignment, what to do. He was telling, let's do just start writing, I will, and they were making assignment of Tariq also, but Tariq was the only dictator for them, who was giving them the notes, who was preparing notes for them, and finally, all of them passed, but Tariq topped them, and Tariq became the assistant professor. At first he became the teacher, then 10+2 lecturer, and finally he is now pursuing the PhD program also, and he is also working as assistant professor in history at GDC Uttarasu. You can find him there. So capable people are there. When you will start doing friendship with students with disabilities, you find a lot of capabilities in them, and they will be very helpful to you also, and they will give you a lot of visionary ideas. So every time we think that maybe this person don't have the capacity, so I am always telling, don't see the disability, see the ability, and be a part, not be a part, not a part. We should be every time part of the things. Where you should come to our schools, and see how children with disabilities are learning. What are their positives and what are their weaknesses? You can give your ideas that we do, but most of the students waste their time in different those activities which will never help them in the long run. If you want to be really the contributors to the society, then look into the small fragments where orphan children stay. Look at the institutions where children have different type of challenges, how they stay there, what are they. We have one girl orphan this institution that has been created by the government at Dalgam side, one Dalgam side. You can go there. There are 25 orphan these students, girl students. Can't you give them one day and you build their capacity, and can't you provide them the voluntary 4 days of your in a month or 5 days in a year for their capacity building? Can't you go and start recreation with them, that do whatever capacity you have? These contributions first give they modify our life, they build our capacities, and then help others to build their capacity. In a symbiotic relation, we can develop this kind of world. You have lot of capabilities, but you don't utilize your energy. You live in a cocoon. You see things in a tunnel vision. You should see things very apart from above your thinking. Sometimes you should come out of these cocoons and you will see everything is in your hand. You can do a lot of things. Sometimes we see that we are graduate, how to get livelihood. Livelihood, that doesn't mean we should have a white collar. We should have a this and that. We can do everything. We have a lot of things with us. Whatever is positive with us, we should start with those things. And you will see that you will succeed in your life. And finally, if you have any question and you have any query, you can ask me.